Good afternoon, guys. So this is just a random update, I guess. The devil is always busy, always finding a way to try to attack or take something. And I am definitely a seer. My readings are very, very accurate and on point. And even when I confirm my readings to the downloads I receive, it's literally the same, just a different choice of words. My point in bringing this up is because a lot of y'all don't know that I was severely attacked by people that were close to me in the past. When I used to have a place in Chester, I lived in that house for 3 years, and the landlord was in on the scandal of hiking up my rent every month. It started off with 900, then the next year it went to 950, and then the next year it went to 1050. And that wasn't even the gist of the issues. I was responsible for paying rent, water, electric, and household supplies, and keeping up with trips and stuff like that for the kids. And I didn't have any support. My baby father chose not to support, not to help, just come around, lounge, mess up the house, junkie it up, and get the kids involved with doing things to affect the house. I'm not here to go into detail, but I noticed, let me breathe. The same tactics that they used before to drive me out of that house, they're pretty much doing the same thing here. Now, I don't know how he got in touch with the utility company out here, and I know that you guys are probably thinking it's far-fetched, but not when you're noticing a similarity, I can't even get the word out, similarity in pattern. My bills, they were manageable at one point. I was on payment plans. I was taking care of my business off of one income and keeping up with the kids with no support from the baby father financially for the two children that we created together. When my husband was alive, he was doing his part. He was helping me. And then when I moved to Chester, by that time my husband had passed, and I was completely on my own financially. And a lot of people don't know that. They just want to deem me as some type of deadbeat parent, and that never was the case. I gave my all to my kids, always did the best to provide. Put them first, went to bed hungry a lot of times, never complained. I just did my job as a parent, and I never got any credit for that. And I don't need it. But my point is, when people see that you have detached and you've moved on, they do things to try to create weight on your ankles to keep you from moving or progressing. And it's the same stuff that I noticed in the reading that I had just done. Now, I'm not trying to go all spiritual on you guys. I'm just trying to get y'all to understand what the facts are looking like for me to even go to this acute. Why can't I talk today? For me to even go to this point, I'm trying to tell you guys. Even my landlord just came by, and I showed her my utility bill, my water bill. It went from $100, and I paid that off with no problem, no payment plan or nothing, just straight $100. Boom, done. Then the bill comes this month for last month, and it's 1,000 like 200 some odd dollars and like 51 cents. And I noticed twice since we've been living here, there's been an issue with like the sewer, the same type of issues that I had in Chester. Basically what they do is they go behind your back, and they make deals or plans to talk with people that have some type of pull or authority when it comes to the utilities. And I know that my peoples are involved because my baby father used to work for a utility company in Chester, PA. My bills started getting outrageous to the point where I couldn't even keep up with the payment plan. Like, it was just too much. And then my child, I'm not here to put everybody on blast. I'm just here to make a point, was doing things that caused water damage, made the water bill go up even higher. I will never forget what was done to my bathroom with the water and things of that nature. there was help involved to make my utility bills go skyrocket. The rent wasn't so much the issue, it was the fact that the utility bills were getting like insane. There was no way in the world I was able to keep up with the utility bills after the damage that was done. I had people breaking into my house. I had people peeing on my door, knocking over my trash cans. I would come outside and my water hose would be on all night, overnight, stuff like that, you know, and there was some type of issue with the water as well, like a leakage, making my bill go very, very high. And the same thing is happening all over again. My landlord even said that there shouldn't be an issue with the water bill going from $100 to over $1,000 in a matter of 30 days. And then I showed her the basement. There's an issue going on. Y'all already saw maintenance in my house before when they were dealing with the sink, because my sink had fell out of nowhere, and I've had about 3 houses and my sink never fell. So I called maintenance, had them come over, they fixed that, and I let them know that there's an issue with the water in the sewer downstairs. And to the point where it's gotten to the point where my bill is now skyrocket and out of hand. And I'm just noticing a similarity, even if I'm off, which I don't believe that I am. Y'all can say that I am, whatever. Y'all could probably think, well, how can they get in touch with blah, blah, blah when they're all the way over blah, blah, blah. It's called communication. It's called contacts and resources. It's called knowing people, the right people to talk to connect with, to get things done without getting your hands wet. Okay? If you know, you know. Anyway, their plan was to have me evicted, kicked out of here, because I managed to escape the trap. That's why my name is I've Been the Trap. All this time, these people keep trying to trap me, and they're trapping themselves trying to trap me. That's why my name is I've Been the Trap. That's first of all. And when you have gone through so much with family, and you've to the point where it's the patterns are reoccurring, you don't have time to play dumb. You just know what you know, even if it sounds a little funny or a little weird or a little off. I may not have physical proof, but I know that something has been done with the sewer. Nobody else is having issues on this block with their sewer but me. I noticed that there are contractors all around me working on other properties and stuff. I also let the landlord know. I don't know if that has anything to do with my house, like my house being affected with the sewer or whatnot, but I noticed a similarity in pattern. And I'm not about to be evicted, tossed out of here. I wasn't even evicted in the last place. I broke my lease and I said enough, and I left because too much was happening and no proof. And people are getting away with doing stuff with no proof. And I was the only one responsible for paying everything. 3-bedroom house, big backyard, driveway. My cars were even tampered with. Not even tampered. It was damaged. Like, I would come outside, it would be glass particles just miraculously on the ground in the driveway, flat tires. I was driving around before that happened in my van, and my brakes were about to go out, and I'm driving around like that, not knowing. Another time, I had the same, a different vehicle, one of the newest cars that I ever bought, a Nissan Pathfinder, over 2000. One day, me and the kids and I, we went to Kelly Drive, and the car decided to go in reverse, and we were parked with the water behind us. So we were parked in front of the water, and the water was trying to go backwards. That was the day that the car was like really, really acting berserk. Basically, somebody did something to the car, because when I bought it, it wasn't having any of those type of problems. I had my newest car, and if you go to my Instagram, you will see it. Brand new car. I paid for it, saved up my money. Had my car for 2 weeks, guys, and then all this weird stuff started happening to the car. Barely made it to Kelly Drive. I shouldn't even drove it that far, and it was to the point where I had to get it towed from Kelly Drive, and then towed from the place that I put it from Kelly Drive all the way back to Chester, just to end up towing it for good. The car before that, white van, and that's the one I was talking about with the messed up brakes out of nowhere, glass particles all over the ground, and somebody put something in my tank. Again, no proof, but I'm trying to tell y'all why I don't fuck with family, why I don't trust any of them, why they keep lying and getting away with stuff. whatever. That's their business. But what you're not going to do is keep on fucking with Nadisha. Nadisha knows better. I ain't got time to be out here proving to people I'm sane. I'm not crazy. I'm not incompetent. I know that I'm not. Most of my adult life, my family ain't give me a dime. Not even when I ask for help with my kids. Like, they're very stingy, always quick to just see me go without and watch me struggle for it while they sit on their throne with a whole lot of money and all this authority and power and resources and don't bother to connect. I even asked for help moving down south at one point. If I'm here, y'all can imagine how that conversation went. And talking to that person was like pulling a needle out of a haystack, okay? We never got along. We never saw eye to eye. And to this day, there was never no support, not even on social media. I see my siblings on social media. They post something, get them 100 likes, mostly by family and church folk. I post something, 1 or 2 likes. Same people following me. See my post, ignore it. I've always been ignored, and that's okay. And I don't really understand why they always like downplayed me and dogged me out and treated me less than human, but I'm over that. But what y'all not going to do is keep collaborating and working together to cause mischief and problems in my life. I have God, that's first and foremost, and I do have resources. I'm not alone. You may think because I'm not in a relationship that I'm unprotected and just walking around like a sitting duck. No, God gave me discernment for a reason. God gave me plenty of resources, and I have people that don't play about me, including my landlord. So when you come for me, you need to understand that it ain't going to be just a piece of cake. I ain't somebody you could just pluck and knock over, okay? You're going to have to pluck and pluck and pluck and pluck and pluck and pluck and pluck. And you still ain't going to get me to bend, okay? I'm very resilient, very strong, and very resourceful. And I got here by the strength of God. Nobody else. Nobody else put me here. God put the right people in my life to help pull me out of the dark and put me in a better place, my own space haven, my own bubble, okay? Away from the people that want to keep causing problems in my life and then calling me broke, calling me penniless, calling me a whore and all these things. First of all, been solid celibate for a good 9 months, going on 10 next month. Haven't dealt with anybody on the strength of a relationship since June when I started my celibacy. I don't know nobody around here, and I'll keep it that way. I go outside when I go outside, and I stay to myself. If I'm not alone, I'm with my kids or my dog. I trust my dog before I trust family. Like, it's to the point where I just don't have no tolerance, no patience. And what I'm not going to do is let anybody gaslight me when I know the patterns and the similarities. When I know that it's nothing for these people to pick up a phone, make a payment, make a bribe, and get something done. These people send people my way left and right. And if they can't send somebody, a John, my way to attack me, they're trying to attack me in other ways. How dare you try to knock me off my throne when I have children? These people don't give a damn about my kids. They never did. Some of y'all don't even know that my son was hit by a car like 3 years ago by my baby father. Like, and they just get away with this stuff. They just laugh, and I just gotta chalk it. I just gotta take it and be okay and smile and just keep going and never retaliate it. All I do is speak up about what's happening, and they hate that. They want me to stay quiet and allow them to keep beating on me. Fuck you. Fuck everybody that you're involved with. I don't care. I'm not coming back to you. I'm not reconciling. You're not going to get me to be quiet. You're not going to get me to stop pulling cards. You're not going to get me to stop writing poetry. You're not going to stop me from doing anything. If anything, I'm going to do it more just to piss you off. Leave me and my children alone. Leave our well-being alone. And y'all pull my last reading. What I say? That these things were happening under Uranus. Like, affecting one's growth, affecting one's resources, affecting one's like authenticity and just the ability to be able to do for themselves. They want to attack that to make me look incompetent because these greedy assholes are so headstrong about taking something that they can't pay back. I already know you took mad bread from me and a home, and you don't want to give it back. So you're doing everything you can because you want to save face. You don't want the world to know how ugly y'all are. And like I said, it's disgusting that these people were Christians and family on top of that. I ain't got time for it. Leave me and my kids alone. Stop trying to create riffraffs in my life. Quit it. Everything you keep doing will backfire, and it's going to happen to you. Keep playing and see where you end up. Because I'm not the 1 and I'm not the 2, baby. I'm more like the 4. Look that number up. Holla.